Hi. As you probably know, I released an album very recently. And today I'm going to break down the BandLab files. Yes, I made this album on BandLab. I'm going to break down the BandLab files and the individual tracks for each song on the album. Give you guys a little bit of insight. I might talk about like the lyrics and the background of the songs too. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I'm going to go through all the songs on the album in order. So yeah, let me just eat this granola bar real quick. Okay, so the first song on the album is I Will Not Carry You, and it's kind of simple. It's just one guitar take. I don't really think there's any editing. I mean, I did master it, but there's no like um there's no mixing, there's no overdubs, there's not really anything. It's just a single take. So, we're just going to skip that and go straight to I Am Become Chris Chan. Okay, so there's this song's actually not that complicated at all. So we have some bass, which is like standard. This album has bass, not unlike all my other albums. So Long Sailor did not have any bass, and I think that's why it kind of doesn't sound great. But this is the BandLab dub bass. It's nice. It does the job. And then I just added a little bit of grit with the BL driver, which I use the BL driver distortion. That was gross. I use the BL driver distortion on like everything. So I have a clothespin. So you're going to see that a lot throughout this album. And then we just do a little stereo wise. I like it increases the width if you're wearing headphones, which is a nice effect. Kind of gives it a more natural, like full band feel. And then there's like a very subtle boost. And the vision for the song, I was like outside and I had just watched a video about Chris Chan. I'm not going to explain who Chris Chan is, but I just watched a video about Chris Chan and I was like, well, what if I write a song about like being so much of a loser that you might as well just be Chris Chan? But then I felt not insecure. I felt nervous about that because also Chris Chan has done some very bad things. Some of which have been the law has been involved. So like I put this message here in the song, and it's like what the hell even is that? It's like you can't even hear it. It's like reversed, but it says Christian. I'll just play it. I don't know what I'm saying. Christian pre-2020. And the reason I said pre-2020 is because bad things came out about Christian around that time, and I don't want people thinking that I'm promoting that at all. I'm not. It's a joke song. Anyway, more guitar. This has Bit Crusher, which is cool, and it also has Dimension B, which Dimension B is like a modulation effect, but it's not like an actual modulation effect. It's like pretty subtle. It just gives it a little bit of like a vintage sound that I really like. This is definitely the poppiest song on the album. And yeah, it's pretty much more the same. There's this part here. Yeah. Which has these pretty stupid vocals. Got some reverb, compressor. A lot of two reverb. I had to double up on the reverb for this. And what's this? Oh yeah, this. Which is pretty goofy.
Yeah. Keep me away from everyone.
Guitar solo, pan left for some reason. I don't really know why I did that. Here for like the I wanted it to sound kind of like it's like swirling around, but it's still in the right ear. So I have auto pan, but auto pan's gonna make it go from left to right. So then if you put it in the right ear and then turn auto pan on, it kind of makes it sound like it's like shifting within the right ear. So I thought that was kind of cool. Extra vocals on the last chorus as well. Got the Mickey Mouse vocals. And then I really like this part here, because there's this little voice here. And I don't even think I'm saying it. Yeah, no. Kind of. But, it has a nice effect. It's very comedic. The whole song's very light. And then it just ends up this little noodling. So this one was recorded in 2 parts. This was recorded... So, okay, wait. I need to explain things. So this was recorded when the album was still called Your Kimono's Looking Good in Moonlight, which is the original name of the album, and this was the original cover. It's a picture of good old, what the fuck, Fletchta, my main man. And basically the tone was going to be a little bit darker. It was going to be a little bit more like, kind of like, horror movie inspired, like, That's Not Funny, That's Sick. That it was going to be more in that lane, and the London After Midnight was kind of made with that intention too. And this was supposed to be the second album in like a run after So Long Sailor, and then the third one was going to be the Red album cover, which eventually became I'm Officially Going to Be, which kind of combines them both. But this album is actually finished. I will say there is an alternate version of the new album that's it's not completely different. The main thing is that it doesn't have bass. But then I went back and I added bass to pretty much everything. Actually, everything pretty much except this track.
I watched your dorsal venous scroll.
That's a funny line. And then, yeah, this is pretty straightforward. And then here, I like doing, like, vocals that are panned, like, one take is totally to the left, one take is totally to the right. So I did that here, but I used the same take. I just recorded one take all the way through, and then I wanted to add a second one. But instead of, like, re-recording another take to put on the right, I just moved it.
It's alright.
Pretty simple song. There's a kick drum that gets a little more prominent. Okay, so part 2 is long. It's kind of yeah, there you go. It's kind of unofficial sequel to 1,000 Paintings, not lyrically, but conceptually, just having a long song with a bunch of parts. And this was actually recorded before the intro that I just played. So there's a lot. This is the first one where I'm actually gonna have to pay attention a little bit here.
I swear I didn't try to deflate you.
Simple vocals. I really like yeah, this is very Lou Reed. It's got a very wacky EQ situation. I don't know. I don't really know what I was thinking there, but trust the process. This song also has a bit of a weird bass line. It's kind of like it plays against the riff, which is more like nostalgic. And then you have this bass line that's like kind of funky. And also all the bass lines have mistakes that are not mistakes, but like humanization, but I didn't click the humanize. There's a humanize button on here, I believe, right? Yeah, humanize. But no, I didn't do that. I just added in mistakes that I feel like would be natural. And I was also kind of trying to imitate Jamie's playing just a little bit at times.
I need to feel something.
Okay, yeah, this is funny. So I added I made this whole song, and then I wanted to have some more vocals here, so I just used it on the drum, because I'm out of channels, because you have to, like, pay to get more, I think. Yeah. So, so I just added an extra vocal on the drum track here, the second drum track. Speaking of drums, these are pretty standard Schmohawk drums, and they also do a pretty standard Schmohawk automation thing of increasing in stereo width at different points in the song. Okay, this is probably maybe my favorite, like, individual little part on the whole album right here. Okay, so this is a lot. So there's this little thing here.
Dear Jesus, please help me.
And it's like, okay, what is that? You know, like, but it's a clip of like a news broadcaster guy, talking about, I think, like a hurricane or a flood or something. And he says a little prayer for the people. Okay, this is what I was trying to get. So there's a lot going on here. There's a sample here. And it's from a song that is kind of on the album, but not quite. And it is by Lou Reed. The song isn't by Lou Reed. The song is written by Lou Reed, not performed by Lou Reed. I did a cover. And it is on a certain version of the album on YouTube. So this part's kind of like a prelude to the Brandenburg Gate cover, but then if you don't listen to the YouTube version, then it's not a prelude to anything. I'm gonna put Brandenburg Gate on Spotify. I'm already planning on that.
I felt something in the breeze as I touched your neck.
This is literally just the riff from Brandenburg Gate. Call it an interpolation. Okay, yeah, this is where it gets a little techno-y thanks to this drum beat. And there are multiple samples here. We have the sample still playing, and then there's nope. Yeah. And what is this from? Don't remember. It's from like it's from a record by like some European singer. I don't remember the country. I think it might be German. This is Latin music sample. I also don't remember where this is from because I just go around stealing people's music and I put it in my music. That's not true. That's a joke. Okay, this is probably the worst part of the album. This song has both the worst and the best part of the album. This is probably the worst part of the album here. This was probably not a great choice. I still like it, but for some reason it was just really off time. I should have re-recorded it. It's kind of funny. If I ever remaster this album, that part is getting redone. That sample back. Very simple drums. Okay, then this is a BandLab sample here. It sounds like FNAF World cave music. And this kind of like stutters out a little bit. And I was gonna end it there. With the stutter, but I was like, I'll do one more. Bring it all home, These are pretty simple tracks. And there's this track that sounds like it's like Schmohawk behind you. Schmohawk in your cranium. That's probably enough of that. Next song's gonna be very quick because I don't have a lot to say about that about this song. It is the single, if you want to call it a single. I have something in my eye. Why are there two of these?
Who's that jumping right out of the rift? Overlaying scars just...
Oh yeah, just two layers. I forgot. This song was recorded. This was the most like modular song on the album. I recorded it originally like one of the first songs I made for the Your Kimono version of the album, which wasn't even called Your Kimono yet. It was called Silicone Tightening. That's what the album was originally called. And it was totally different. The vision was different. It was going to have like 30 songs. I had a totally different vision for it. So that's when I first made this song, and it was originally so much different. But then I added extra vocals, and then I added some bass, and then I added things. But it was very like disparate. Like I'd like leave it be for like 3 weeks, and then I'd go back and just like add like something like this,
jumping right?
Extra vocal. 3 guitars, 2 with the with the good old BandLab amp. Which is pretty good for what it is. This one's very metal. This one's a little more noisy. And then this one's a little tighter, a little more rhythmic, kind of tying everything together. Very simple bass line too. It just kind of sounds like cave music. Simple solo. I'm bad at guitar soloing, but this album was me sort of like experimenting with it a little bit more. I did okay, I'd say. I did all right. Oh yeah, reverse. I forgot about that. I don't really know why I decided to do that, but I did, so why not? To end the song. Yeah, we're gonna get funky. With 3.5 Dimensional, another song recorded in 2 parts. This was one of the first songs, maybe the first or the second, made made for this like new album, which was going to be the album after the one that had like 1,000 paintings and I Didn't Want You to Melt, but then I combined them. Okay, this song's got a lot going on. Shakers and a very interesting little clap that has that's like it's like a instrument, I forget what it's called, but it's basically like the type of thing where you got like it's like a wooden thing and then they like tap on it or like run their finger across it or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Just some chimes. Nice tambourine. This was taken from a YouTube channel. I don't remember. Do I know the name of the YouTube channel? I think I do. Yeah, Carved Culture. Shout out this guy. This guy like goes around, not goes around, but he just plays a bunch of different instruments on YouTube, and I sampled a few of them. Really big shout out there. Kind of a big like fart bass here. The stereo width increases later. And it's got the big distortion, but it's kind of very muddled. This is a great sample. I'm not saying the sample is used great. I'm saying that like the original thing is very good. Once again, I'm bad at using sample. Well, I'd say I'm like generally pretty good at, yeah, okay, here it is. I'm good at using samples. But I'm bad at like keeping track of what samples I use. I'll be damned if I can find the exact part that this is at though. I really like this part. So this is on the guitar channel that comes in later. And it's just me like going, oh. But I thought it'd be fun to add one more element. That was added last after all this other stuff. And there's also this really, really crinky, like sawtooth sounding type of synth. It only works because there's all this other stuff going on, and also a really nice chime sample. Okay, so my mom walked in while I was recording. Is it this?
Forgot about this song.
Yeah. Okay, so my mom walked in while I was recording drums for this song. It telling me about an Erykah Badu song, so I sampled it.
Forgot about this song. Oh, of course.
Drums get a big time low filter.
You're being recorded right now. What? Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay. So I'm just saying, okay, there's a lot here. So we have this. No, where's the other drum? Okay. So two different drum channels we're swapping between, and then we have this I don't even know, massive bass. Guitar. And then this is the yelling. So for this album, sorry. So for this album, sorry, I was thinking, there's a lot of instances. There's a lot of instances of songs that swap like every couple of bars. Like during a drop, it'll be like two different parts that like play out. You're gonna see that a lot. This is probably the first example. So I just recorded 3 guitar tracks and cut them. Not cut them, just stopped playing. And that's how I created this part. Really, really happy with this. Switch that guitar on the left channel. There's more of that sort of palm muting. Maybe the most technical drumming on the entire album. Probably. Is an absolute brick because it has this distortion that compresses it a lot. Distortion plus plus. It's also very this like sausage guitar, and with a little bit of feedback, I believe. Yeah. Cool. This is probably the laziest song on the album in terms of like the construction process. I just kind of took a bunch of lyrics. Yeah, they're not even written here. I just took a bunch of lyrics from a notebook.
Legions of penguins.
I didn't explain myself. I took a bunch of lyrics that I had written down in a notebook long ago, and I just kind of misconstrued them and reshaped them. This is the Schmohawk wall of acoustic guitars, which I use often. Very post-hardcore inspired here, a little bit of emo. Crazy guitar. Here's the settings.
Yeah.
Groovy part. This is all acoustic guitar. Chorus. But now, with auto-tune. That's loud, I can't talk over it. So I was experimenting with this setting called 808 Heartbreaker. I actually haven't heard 808s in Heartbreak, but I was just kind of experimenting with it, but then I did end up changing a lot, but it sounds pretty good. This verse is like just like total word vomit. I don't even, this like might have been freestyle.
Plethora of adjectives crowd around my brain. When it's gonna be like
Yeah,
that.
just nonsense. But then we get a really nice part here that I really approve. Another start-stop. So, a lot to explain here. So it's cutting between the auto-tune take of the vocals and then this. With the kind of grungy guitar. Sped up guitar, not sped up guitar, sped up drums. And drums here swap between being panned hard right to hard left. This part's really nice. Kind of using auto-tune as a instrument. Ending with a drum fill. I like that tune. I think it's pretty dumb, but I like it. London After Midnight. This one had probably the clearest, maybe the clearest vision. In terms of like the idea, because I just wanted something sleazy. This is from a performance of Trinidad by Geese. The performance that I saw, I believe. That's what I sampled. That's a cat. Cat 3. There are multiple cats, I think, on this song. Maybe, I can't remember. Crazy drum. Drums going. This is important. First experimentation with whispering. Gonna become a little bit more prominent on whatever's next. I like this part. I like the drums. This song, I do like it. I think this album, is one of the situations, maybe like the first time ever that I feel confident about every song. But I will say this song might be the one that I'm the least confident in. Okay, this is the most important part. Joker. So it's just really heavy. A lot of layers. That guitar stutters out, which is kind of funny sounding. Really like this riff. Lyrics are pretty stupid, as with most of the album, but they're also pretty meaningless. It's just a bunch of adjectives put together. This is a weird outro. So that's from like a I'm actually not certain where that's from. All the sounds kind of homogenized really well in this outro. Like that kind of sounds a little all over the place, but then when you add in the little clap, kind of makes a little more sense. And it just ends with some. She's an Atheist. This was one of the last songs made. Might actually be. It might be the last song actually. Now that I think about it, it could not the last song finished, but possibly the last song made. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that. This song is in C sharp minor, which is fun. Not like I care about key. Just pointless noise intro with drumming looped. So this one is an experiment with auto-tune being used in like a punk sort of setting, but it's like it's punk, but it's also like very post-hardcore-y. So there's like this is another start-stop section where you're getting this like kind of harsh guitar, you know, kind of similar to like That's Not Funny, That's Sick. But then it cuts to and some of that's looped. That's a strange little riff. That was an odd idea. This song is also kind of about nothing a little bit. So I didn't say this. This is a remake of a song from a very old, not that old actually, but yeah, pretty old now, 2 years old now. Social Distancing Gerbil, was the name of the album.
She's an atheist. And you don't care.
But the original did not sound like this at all. You can go listen to it. It's on Spotify, I think, actually. I like that riff. Basically, the only thing that I took from the original song is the riff and like the style and like the idea. Though I did take the riff. I kind of messed with it a little bit. It's not exactly the same. I don't have a lot to say about the song. It's kind of spontaneous. It's got a lot of layered vocals. Distortion. What's this? Oh yeah, bass. And then this is still going on too. This part's nice. This is probably the best part of the song. Because it's got this chorus effect on the guitar that sounds really nice, I think. Big old guitar.
Life in your throat.
Okay, so on the original album, this is sped up.
There's life in your throat. There's life in your throat. You walk around carrying yourself in your throat. There's
But it's not sped up here. Fun song. Another simple song.
I wanna see you.
This song is about the movie Final Destination 3. I'll tell you, that's a secret. It's not a secret. Crazy, dumb, stupid filter here. Yeah, this is kind of like indie FM. No, that's not what's called. What's the Spotify indie playlist? Indie Now. I know what I'm probably talking about. This is like Spotify indie, like bedroom core. And I that's the style of a soft spot for. Nice guitar there. What's this? Oh yeah, I like this part. This is probably the best part of the song. I wasn't planning on doing that when I recorded the drums, but it kind of happened. Nice auto crooning here too. I think the auto tune works well on this album. Okay, and then there's a big sort of release in this song. Okay, so this requires a breakdown. So there's this layer here, turned down, and it's got duping, it's got stutters, it's got reverb, it's pretty intense. This is the main track. Distorted. And then you have this, which is also messed up. I think this is auto. Yeah, this is auto tune. And then this is just like reverb. First guitar adds a lot here, and then we've just got a lot of guitar situations here. Guitar sound sounds nice. I think this is a pretty good part. Probably the best drop on the record. Okay, and then here's the whole album kind of builds up to a true alternative R&B moment happening, and then finally it does here. Though it's gonna happen again very soon. Not that soon. In like 14 minutes on the album. Snaps. Oh! The song's also called 12:07 a.m. because it's kind of a sequel to 12:06 a.m. from the last album. But stylistically, it's a sequel. Okay, now here's the part that I'm kind of dreading a little bit, because I gotta talk about 1,000 paintings of snowmen. Just look at this. Yeah. And this is not even all of it, because there's also there's a 4-minute outro in a separate file, and the vocals are in a separate file. But honestly, I'm just gonna skip the vocals. They're not interesting. It's just me singing, with distortion, with compression, with reverb, with blah, 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 blah. So we're just gonna look at the song, the instrumental. Sleigh bells here. The song was important for me because it was the first time I tried to write a love song, and with the intent of releasing it. But more importantly, it was also the first time I messed with structure a little bit, in terms of the indie stuff. Because like I say, like, oh, it's my first time doing this, but like, you know, I probably did it on like one of the electronic albums way back. But now that I'm kind of in this lane of like singer-songwriter albums, whether it be rock or indie or electronic or pop or whatever, it's kind of like a new set of firsts. So this was the first time I kind of messed with structure, because I will say the So Long Sailor album, it's cute, but like looking back on it, well, it has no bass, but then also the songs they are generally kind of like verse chorus pattern, which is fine. I mean, so are the songs on here to an extent, but there are a lot more interesting structures on the album, and this was. Let me confirm this. Why is Charles Manson my thing? Yeah, I'm gonna say that this was the first song I made. I think I made the instrumental to Airborne, but I didn't make the rest of the song. I think this was the first song I finished, I'd say, for the album. And it wasn't even the same album. I named the album, which I didn't even end up naming that, but I named it after the chorus of the song. Anyway. Oh yeah, the bass also isn't in here. Most of it. There's some bass in here, but not all of it. It's just worth noting. But this first part's like pretty simple. I don't have much to say about it. There's 2 guitars through most of it. Both no amp. There's an amp, but no distortion. This has distortion. Tambourine. That's a nice riff. Happy with that. And then this is a very good part. This is my favorite section here. Happens a couple times over. Kind of building up. But again, there's not much to say. Do I have the chords here? Nope, just the lyrics. That's boring. More sleigh bells, more long build-ups. Where it's pretty heavy. So here for the drums, there's like this like black metal take of the drums that are like overlaid, but they're just weird sounding. Adds a lot to the kind of disorienting section here. And then we have just more chorus going on. Okay. Now here's where I gotta lock in. So, song stutters. stutters out. And then we've got this very Phil Elverum, very Glow Part 2 panned guitar. Then this guitar, this is this is another acoustic guitar that just builds up. And also with this repeating snare. Okay. This is tapping on my guitar, I believe. And then this nonsense is back. The left, right. This part was kind of meant to be like a nice backdrop for a bunch of lyrics. That was kind of the idea here. Okay, and this is my favorite part. Lyrically, it's my favorite part for sure. But so it's got shakers, panned, interestingly, acoustic guitar, and then I believe these are just more. And then you've got a very groovy drum, but most importantly, you have this, which is the IDM kit on BandLab, and it's awful. It's for IDM. No, don't make IDM with a drum kit. Don't do that with like a predetermined drum machine. But I used it here. A, because I thought it was fun, but B, as a reference to Smile, not the movie, but the album of mine, EP, mini album, whatever you want to call it, where I used this kit a couple of times. Now, I don't like this kit for IDM, but it does have a couple sounds I really like, including that one. Groovy parts. Tambourine. Fading in. Reverse noises. Drum solo with the bass fading in. Daring on its way. And then we got another one of these. Sounds bad without bass. Listen to the album, it sounds better. Listen to the album on Bandcamp especially, it sounds great on there. This is a nice part. It's got a nice little heartfelt guitar, it's got some shakers. It's got dumbass BandLab nonsense. Sleigh bells are back as well. Santa Claus is in town. Sped up drums, more tambourine, and the shakers on the left side. Lovely. And then this is the last part of the last part of the main part of the song. Does that make sense? Probably not, but it's the last part. And it is mainly centered around a drum loop here. And also some sleigh bells, and that big little sound. And some guitar soloing. Noodling, lots of noodling here. I'm not great at guitar, so I thought recording two... I'm not great at guitar now. I really wasn't great at guitar 2.5 months ago. Maybe 3 months ago when I was working on this. So I thought doing two solos on top of each other with a bunch of other random bullshit, like what if it was this? Like, yeah, distorted, sped up drums. I thought that would kind of help. And then also we actually have this guitar. And this section also has reverbed vocals in the vocal take. But I'm not going to worry too much about the vocal take. What I am going to worry about, though, is the outro. Okay, outro.
Your kimono's looking...
Piano. This is me playing the piano. But I sampled that.
And I'm finally...
This whole thing's just a bunch of auto-tune. We've got a really nice... This is a... upright bass. Not upright bass. String instrument thing. I forgot what it's called. I probably sound stupid. Long nonsense here, and then this is a Sparks sample, which builds up. Lyrics are totally nonsense. There's no lyrics here. It's just the chorus of the actual song kind of vomit version. And then there is also one last song on the album. It changes depending on which version, but I'm going to talk about Brandenburg Gate.
I would cut my legs and tits off.
I had to say that line. So this is the Lou Reed cover. This is the only cover on the album. Maybe on the album, depending on what you listen to. Claps. And there's a sample. It's weird to have samples in covers. I'm really trying to remember what this is a sample of. Oh, it's Charles Manson. Okay, I think so. Yeah. I don't remember the song though. Kind of adds to the dark undertone of the song. That was an intentional choice. I don't know why I forgot that. I kept coughing. I think I'd been recording vocals for a little while, so I kept coughing while I was recording this song. So I changed the structure up a little bit of this song because in the original version, one version's like an old-timey one that was for the actual Lulu play, and then the other version's the Metallica version, which I really like, but it has James Hetfield just like belting out "Small Town Girl," and that's stupid. I didn't want to do that, so I wanted to make it a little more indie. That sounded really dumb, but like a little more like palatable. This also has a really nice synth. Is this a synth? What is this? A bell? Yeah. And there are also distorted brass instruments. There are also guitars that build up, not these ones. This one. Okay, this part's okay. So this is the same technique that I used for that instrument in I Didn't Want You to Melt that I mentioned that I kind of didn't like, the one where it's like wow wow. So this is me playing my guitar not plugged in, and it sounds awful, but it kind of sounds like a banjo, which I really like. This is the outro. What could generously be described as a guitar solo, though I don't know if that goes. It's more like a guitar attempt. That's a fun little snare. That's a tiny snare. This whole song has this little sequence beat too. That's a slowed down clap or a snap or both. I think that's a snap of some sort. That was a fun outro, so I just took like a little bits and pieces of what was left of the take, and I just did that. And on the YouTube version, there's this weird little time stretched noise, I believe. I just talked for an hour and 7 minutes. A little tired, but that was a fun thing, and I'm probably gonna do this again at some point for sure. Let me know if you want to see it again, or want to see something of the nature. I do feel a little uncomfortable coming on and being like, oh, hey, so yeah, I added a super duper reverb distortion. It's like, I don't want to turn everything into a big event, but it is fun to talk about it, and it also gives you guys a little bit of insight into what's going on, because I feel like a lot of people probably don't know that I make this music on BandLab, because I feel like not a lot of people make this type of music on BandLab. I feel like most people make electronic or hip-hop music on BandLab, which I make those too, but making a progressive indie rock album is maybe a little bit separate from what's normally going on there. So yeah, it is fun getting to show that off, and also you can do everything that I did for free. Go on BandLab. I'm not advertising them at all. I'm not sponsored, but go on BandLab and you can be the next guy, like on the album cover there. Okay, have a good day, people. Thank you for watching. Tired now.